live content on the radio, TV, online. The second part will be for written word embargoed, okay, for 1 minute past 1 tonight, okay, for tomorrow. After the first session's done, TV, you guys are down in Dukes, and radio online, you guys are in Duchess, okay, so there'll be player interviews there. If the written word guys stay in this room, there'll be mixed zone interviews following the briefing with Joe. We will get underway with the head coach, and that's the team for the weekend.
The starting team to play against England from 1 to 15 is Jack McGrath, Rory Best, Tyke Furlong, Donica Ryan, Ian Henderson, CJ Stander, Sean O'Brien, Jamie Heaslip, Kieran Marmion, Johnny Sexton, Simon Zebo, Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose, Keith Earls and Jared Payne. And the replacements are Niall Scannell, Ken Healy, John Ryan, Devon Toner, Peter O'Mahony, Luke McGrath, Paddy Jackson and Andrew Conway.
Joe, can you explain your 3 changes and why?
Well, probably the first change is at 9, and it's because Connor, he trained okay on Tuesday without contact, and then we fitness tested him today and just felt that he wasn't going to be quite 100%. Not that he couldn't function, but that once the contact came back in and he got more bruising on top of bruising on that shoulder, we just felt that if we lost him early in the game, then you're vulnerable. So it's a fantastic opportunity for Kieran Marmion. Ian Henderson came off the bench and did really well last week, and so between Donica and Dev, we just wanted to give him an opportunity to start, and it was a tight call as to how we jumbled that around, but Donica also played well last week. Not that Dev played badly, and it was just trying to get that balance. So he's coming for that, and Rob Carney has got a knee injury and is unavailable to be selected, and hence Jared Payne has come in his position.
How long do you envisage Rob to be out for?
Look, it's hard to say at the moment. He's going to see a specialist, and it's his knee, and at this stage, we're hopeful that it won't be for too long, but it's something that probably needs a bit further investigation, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, and I guess that will come out over the next few days. He trained fully on Tuesday, but was in a bit of discomfort afterwards, and again, he's just not fully fit to be selected.
Joe, when you lose a player like Conor Murray, what do you lose?
You lose his experience of 50 plus caps. You lose his calm. He's incredibly calm on the pitch, and I think he's a good foil for other players who are under pressure, because he very seldom looks like he's under pressure. You lose a defender who is incredibly good at organising other people and himself to make very good decisions, and then carry them through with positive action. His ability to control us and navigate us around the pitch, particularly with his kicking game and the speed of his passing game. So, his experience will leave a hole for us. I think we've got a combined caps with Kieran Marmion and Luke McGrath of about a dozen, as compared to about 140 that they have in their halfbacks. And I guess the biggest thing is that what a fantastic opportunity to learn. I think we had players, had 3 guys making their debut in this equivalent fixture last year, Josh van der Fleer, Alton Delane and Stu McCloskey, and I think all of them took a fair bit from that fixture and moved forward, and particularly Josh van der Fleer became a fixture in the side, and I think that Stu certainly grew in confidence. He picked up a couple of injuries and has been less involved, but Alton Delane, again, currently injured, but has featured in some fantastic moments for us. Both those guys obviously being in Chicago and have moved on from there, and hopefully will be back in amongst the team in the not too distant future.
How does this change your approach now, not having Murray there and probably Jared in there as well?
It probably doesn't change too much, because you can't adjust. We trained for probably 60 minutes today. Connor trained on Tuesday, and so did Rob Carney. So it's not like you get an opportunity to suddenly transform the way you're going to play. So it's a challenge for those guys to slot in. A slight difference is that we don't have Rob's left foot kicking game, but you can swap backwards and forwards with Simon Zebo and still get the best of the left foot kicking game. You probably don't have the same level of kicking game, but I know when Kieran came in and onto the pitch last week, I thought he did really, really well. And there was a period where we were down to 14 men. Wales spent over 2 minutes inside our 22, and it ended with Kieran Marmion tackling Moriarty into touch, a man probably twice his size and certainly a powerful guy. So, we've seen Kieran really commit fully in other stages, in other matches. Obviously, Australia was a high point, and our faith that he can deliver defensively, and also, we're really looking forward to seeing how he acquits himself on the attacking front.
Joe, was there any kind of late changes made today? Did you have to kind of change plans in that final training session with some of the injuries to the guys? Yeah,
we did, but that's why you have a squad, and that's why you try to invest in all squad members at all times, because you want to keep bringing guys through, and you want to make sure that you're trying to build that depth. And that depth, you don't suddenly get 60 odd caps worth of experience and suddenly be at the same level. It's an unrealistic expectation. But what you do hope is that other guys around, players who are coming in that have less experience, that they help with that, I suppose, fitting in and feeling comfortable and doing the best job that they can.
Joe, the players this week have spoken about not trying to spoil England's party or not do anything negative for them. That's not their motivation. What is the motivation for Ireland? What's on the line this week?
There's obviously long-term things on the line for individual players. There's opportunity to stake a claim in a starting 15 or in a 23. There's long-term rankings that are up for grabs. There is very short-term still an opportunity to finish second in the championship, which is a massive thing for us. If at the start of the season, at the start of the championship, we could come out with a top 2 finish, I think. That was probably a target for us. So we can still attain that despite the disappointment of round 1 and last weekend. So there's still a heck of a lot for us to gain, both individually and collectively, that, England and their motivations will look after themselves.
CJ, has there been a dip in player performance since November in this Six Nations?
No, I don't think so at all. I think everyone steps up into what they need to do and comes into the team and works as a collective towards the goals we set for the week. And I think everyone works hard week in and week out, So, no, I don't think so at all. I think, as I said, everyone works hard in this team, So we get pushed hard and we work hard.
What's been the difference then the results haven't gone your way in 2 games, obviously, in comparison to the great results in November? What's the difference? Can you put your finger on it?
I just think we make small mistakes here and there, we just look after the ball. I think at stages where we were, in November, we were at top of our game, I think we make small mistakes and error in judgment in certain moments that cost us a few points, or just a moment in the game where they get at the upper hand. So it's something that we know we need to fix and work on the rest of this week and going into the rest of the year.
Joe, Eddie Jones has predicted that it's going to be raining balls on Saturday, kicking clap. Is that just outside noise?
Yeah, I haven't really seen it. There's always external noise, and I think if we get distracted by that, it's not going to be productive for us. I think last year he might have said that we kicked 60% of the ball that we had, when I think it was mentioned to him that England kicked more than we did. It probably wasn't convenient at the time. So we'll do what we try to do best, and I know Eddie will have England really well prepared to do what they do best, which is apply a heck of a lot of pressure. And I think the outcome will be based around a variety of tactics, certainly not one.
Joe, what do you hope Jared Payne will offer on Saturday?
I think Jared's experience will be really important for us on Saturday. He obviously has played a little bit of fullback for us in South Africa, where he immediately acquitted himself really well. I think he offers a fair bit of confidence to other players in front of him, and he's a very solid player in that it's very seldom he makes an error, either an error, a skill error, or a decision error. And so his ability to read play, his ability to see space, his ability to look after the ball or look after the end of the defence or anyone who gets through the defence, you know, we'd have a lot of confidence in that. So he's not quite the same player that Rob Carney is. They're kind of different players, and Jared has given us a lot of confidence in the past playing through the midfield, but again, as I said, he has played for us at fullback and done really well, and his experience and calm will be really important to us, I think.
Joe, you
That's
the
on my list there.
benchmark.
Sorry, yeah.
Joe, can I just ask about the midfield combination of George Ford and Owen Farrell's been ripping teams apart this Six Nations, especially Scotland last weekend. How much work have you and especially Andy Farrell done this week to combat that, given the way Andy obviously knows Owen so well?
Yeah, I've no doubt he knows Owen really well. He hasn't really mentioned him insofar as giving any insights about the individual. He's mentioned him as part of the team. You know, I think, you know, you couldn't really identify George Ford and Owen Farrell and not mention Jonathan Joseph, because he was incredibly dangerous last week and did a fantastic job for them. So any one of those three is an incredible threat. And I think with George Ford and Owen Farrell there, they've got a real variety in what they can do. They're both incredibly good kickers of the ball. Their passing game is very strong. George Ford's got great acceleration, and Owen Farrell has good acceleration and hits good lines. You know, I think we've seen him all championship get advantage line, not because he's a huge guy. I think Ben Teo coming off the bench can get it any which way he likes, but Owen just picks nice lines, good timing, and so we've obviously had a look at that, because we don't want him picking good lines and unpicking us. But that's been no more of a stress than anyone else. You know, I think it's no surprise to see Anthony Watson back in now in the starting 15 after his entry into the game last week. Elliot Daly, his left foot kicking game, his acceleration, and Mike Brown. You know, as soon as I think if you start focusing on George and Owen, you can get yourself into trouble because of the scope of what they've got outside them. And then, as I said, there's about 140 caps between I think 69 for Ben Youngs and 70 for Danny Keir. If we start looking outside those two too much, they can certainly rip you apart pretty quickly.
Joe, you
Okay,
the benchmark of the
shut
two
down.
performances.
Sorry, we have to keep moving. We're on tight schedule here. So if we can just get everyone from TV into Jukes, ready online.